So we've got another exercise now. You've become quite comfortable with the idea of noticing things. So noticing things in the here and now that are going on outside of you, but also noticing what's going on inside, thoughts and feelings and so forth. So the next step is to start to pay attention to the sorts of thoughts and ideas and feelings that might come up in the night when you're struggling to get to sleep. The regulars, the repeating patterns you can start to spot. And so the next exercise is about noticing these things, but also noting them down, either at the time or, if you can remember, the next day. And it might be a word or two just to quickly describe the thought or the feeling, or you could even draw a little cartoon or picture, and then distill that thought or idea into a single word. So just come up with a single word that represents that note that you've made or that little cartoon that you've drawn. And then the next time when you go to bed and you're lying awake and that thought or idea comes up, just tag it with that one word answer to what it is. Just name it. And that process of naming it can help you to just spot it as one of those repeating thoughts without getting caught up in it and engaged with it. You can just tag it and move on. So let's think of an example of that sort of thing. A typical idea that might come up in the middle of the night is, oh, here we go. I'm lying here tossing and turning again. I'm never going to get to sleep. So you could make a note of that. And the next morning, you need to pare that down to a one word, never. Next night comes up, there it goes. Oh, here we go, here's the never thought again, the never story again. And you can just tag it like that, just notice it as a pattern. And it can just give you that little bit of distance to let go of it and to drop it. And going to sleep is all about just dropping things and eventually dropping off yourself. With all this talk about thoughts coming and going, it's important to beware of coming against the struggle in another form. So it might be tempting at this point, as you notice thoughts and certain ideas, to try and control or even get rid of those thoughts or ideas that you don't particularly like. Now, the problem with trying to control thoughts is it's a bit like trying to push a beach ball underwater in a swimming pool. You can imagine, that's hard work and really takes a lot of effort and a lot of focus to do. And you might be partially successful at doing it, but sooner or later it's just going to pop up again. With the beach ball, the best thing you can do is just leave it alone and let it blow off into a corner and think about doing something else like swimming or doing some exercises in the water. So be careful with thoughts. Sometimes we can end up thinking of thoughts a bit like the black and white pieces on a chessboard, and we're desperately trying to get rid of the black pieces and desperately trying to hang on to the white pieces, or vice versa. Maybe you could think about just being the chessboard itself, being the place where the action occurs, and just watching it, as we've been doing all along, just noticing. Don't fight, don't struggle, don't judge, don't even name, just let them come and go. To come back to the previous idea of the beach ball, let them just blow away. Doing unexpected things with thoughts can be a good way of draining the power out of them. Perhaps you might like to try some of these ideas. The key word here is play. Have some fun with it. Poor old Jeff definitely needs to be playful with some of these thoughts.